The Telegraph in the UK reported that the British government has launched an investigation into the containers sent to Sri Lanka as they appeared to contain human remains disguised as recyclable metals. AFP also reported that the containers carried loads of hazardous mortuary and clinical waste.
Several foreign media organizations, including the Telegraph and Daily Mail news sites in the United Kingdom, France's AFP and Business Insider have reported on the garbage imported to Sri Lanka. The Telegraph said the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs was investigating reports that human organs and body parts were inside the container, but said it was yet to be approached by the Sri Lankan authorities. Newsfirst reached out to the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs in the United Kingdom. The department said they are awaiting the response of the relevant Sri Lankan authorities as they have contacted them for further information. The report added that inside the crates, customs officials found the extremely hazardous materials mixed in with mattresses, plastics and clinical waste. Quoting Sri Lanka's Central Environmental Authority, the report added that the waste material brought to the country under the guise of mattresses from the UK is extremely hazardous. Meanwhile, the Surakimu Sri Lanka National Movement staged a demonstration opposite the British High Commission in Colombo and handed over an epistle. The Board of Investment is now trying not to take the responsibility. It is very clear that the team, including the chairman of the BOI, Mangalayapa, Ranil Wickramasinghe and Malik Samaravikrama, are behind this. The people of this country have a strong backbone. They love the country. We do not worry about Britain but about Sri Lanka. We are demonstrating opposite the British High Commission to urge them to take their waste back. They provided us a solution and it's fair. After the defense chief refused it, another responsible officer came here. A cordial discussion was held with him. We started an investigation even before the Sri Lankan government did. We will act against the UK company. We will also investigate as to how this took place within the Sri Lankan government. They promised to inform our organisation with regard to the investigations. However, it does not seem like the Central Environmental Authority has made an effort to resolve the garbage crisis. Haley's company has not obtained a permit. They have to obtain a permit from the BOI when doing something of this nature. So the Central Environmental Authority is hoping to take legal action against the company in question. We have also informed to re-export the waste material in the containers and in the Katnayaka Free Trade Zone. The Central Environmental Authority is also conducting an investigation in this regard. Several reputed international media outlets are now reporting on the garbage containers in Sri Lanka. And the question that should be raised is, does this not bring disrepute to our nation? There seems to be a visible delay when it comes to enacting the law with regard to this garbage container crisis. Those responsible for taking action against these have a track record of hoodwinking the general public. During the controversial central bank bond scam, it was announced that the accounts of perpetual treasuries were frozen and that the loss could be reacquired. However, this was not the complete loss incurred by the bond scam. It should also be remembered that Singapore is not sending fugitive former governor of the central bank Arjuna Mahendran because Sri Lanka departed from due process in making a request for him to be sent back. However, under the FTA signed by Malik Samaravikrama, Singapore is able to send garbage to Sri Lanka. Now that the UK investigating body have also asked for the information to be provided, will the same be done and will this effort be pushed to the wayside? Will Sri Lanka again depart from due process in providing this information to the UK? Similarly, will this garbage also be dumped in Sri Lanka or sent out of the country? Will they attempt to hoodwink the general public once again without proper legal action being enacted? Does the fact that the BOI falls under Minister Malik Samaravikrama also have an impact on how events pertaining to the garbage containers are unfolding? During the time these containers were brought into the country, a close relative of Minister Malik Samaravikrama held a directorship at a company that is said to be responsible for the importation of these containers. Is the current chairman of the BOI, Mangalayapa, not speaking out against this, since these are methods used by a niche few to make money? The question arises as to whether anything better can be expected from people such as Mangalayapa, who took over a government agency even before the Parliamentary Act regarding it was approved. Should not the directors of all the companies that are involved in the garbage importation be arrested and brought before the law? Do not sell our motherland. Do not rob EPF ETF funds. Do not turn this country into a garbage dump. Love our nation and protect it.
A debate regarding discarded material being brought into the country was held again in Parliament today.
Imagine the quantity of garbage which would have been imported into the country based on the 2013 circular. Maybe the Meethotamulla tragedy occurred as a result of this. Lives were lost. Toxic chemicals contained in these imported garbage could have caused such a tragedy because it caused somewhat of an explosion. A proper method should be set in place in order to identify those who are to be held responsible for the loss of lives and damages to property, and they should be punished. We challenge the government. Try and render the circular issued in 2013 by Mahinda Rajapaksa void. The only agreement which legalized the importation of discarded material is the Singapore Agreement.
Singapore කිවිසුම. මේ ගැසට් නිවේදනයේ අඩුවක් නැහැ. ඒක මම පිළිගන්නවා. නෑ දැන් ඔබතුමාලා මේක පටලගෙන තියෙන්නේ. මේ අය පුනා කිව්වා මේ ගැසට් නිවේදනයේ පිළිබඳ ලෝකෙටම වැරදි අර්ථකථනයක් දුන්නා.
රේගු සංගමය ප්‍රකාශයට පත් කරා විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ 2013 ගැසට් නිවේදනය අනුව තමයි මේක ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා.
ඉතින් ගැසට් නිවේදනය බලන්න රේගු සංගම් කියන එකද නීතිය?
බොහොමත් ස්තුතියි මන්ත්‍රීතුමා.
ඉන්න මිනිහ දන්නේ නැද්ද? නීතිය මොකක්ද?
අපි බන්දුන කුලවර්ධන මහත්තයා යනවනේ. ඔබට ඉන්නකෝ. දැන් මෙතන මම
I agree there is nothing wrong with this circular. There is no issue with the gazette. It does not state the customs cannot inspect containers brought under this gazette. The customs can inspect these at any given time. The issue here is that you have mixed this up with other matters. You say this is a result of the Singapore Agreement, but it is not. I saw you standing next to a pile of garbage somewhere in Thailand. Everything has been jumbled.
පැටවිලා තියෙන්නේ. මිනිසුන්ට අපහාස කරන්නේ නෙමෙයි අපි නීතිමය ප්‍රශ්නයක් මතු කරේ. අද රට ගිනි ගන්නවා ආයෝජන ප්‍රවර්ධන ඇමතිවරයා විදියට.
කිසිසේත්ම I am not saying the Gazette will be nullified. I say it with responsibility. However, we intend to take action in a legal sense. If Haley's Corporation has done this intentionally, we will take action. We have provided them a grace period of 1 week to provide us with explanations, and another 3 weeks will be given to send these containers back. We will give a clear answer by tomorrow or so. If there is a cost involved in importing discarded material from England, who is bearing that cost? How much are they paying? What is the profit that can be earned by recycling the material and re-exporting it? These should be looked into. In my opinion, if you look into this, you will see a large-scale money laundering process. Those who collect waste from England and send it here deposit their money in England. The process of re-exporting is merely what we see on the surface. In actual fact, what is happening is money laundering.
මේකේ යට සිද්ධ වෙන දේ තමයි මුදල් විසුද්ධිකරණය.
මේක මේ සිරස
This issue was brought into the spotlight by Sirasa, and they requested the government to take immediate action. It was as a result of this investigative journalism that this issue was highlighted. By today, it has become a national tragedy. While we thank them for exposing this, my personal opinion is this issue cannot be resolved by simply nullifying the Gazette. The issue is not the Gazette. The issue is whether any person carried out an illegal activity using this Gazette as a veil. If Haley's claims they accepted this material as non-hazardous waste, and if the Gazette includes provisions for a value addition to occur within the free trade zone, but in the end, discarded material from morgues have been brought, someone has committed a major fraud down the line.
හැබැයි අවසානයේදී මේකේ මෝචරිවල තිබිච්ච කුණු මෙතන ගෙනලා තියෙනවා නම් කවුරු හරි ලොකු වැරද්දක් කරලා තියෙනවා. හැබැයි අද ආර්ථික
Today, at the Economic Oversight Committee, all corporations representing the government accepted that what has been brought into the country is municipality waste. In essence, they accepted it is garbage. There are 102 containers at the customs, but there is no one to claim responsibility for these containers. 875 million should be paid in demurrage costs alone for these containers. What has happened today is the containers are stored here and they claim the person who imported them has gone bankrupt. Therefore, we can't earn any money, neither can we send the containers back.
නැවත අරින්නත් බෑ.
මං හිතන්නේ
I feel the money should be earned in some way, at least by freezing their assets. Even England has ordered for an inquiry to be carried out to ascertain how these discarded waste ended up here. Therefore, we have a way of solving this issue.
වන හැකියාවක් ලැබිලා තියෙනවා.
Now, the National Movement for Consumer Rights Protection today made a revelation about the garbage containers in Sri Lanka.
මේ රටට කසල
Not only the United Kingdom, even a company in France exports garbage to our country. We will soon reveal the name of the organization. This has been done using the Gazette notification. Only around 2 to 3 businessmen can fulfill these requirements. $5 million should definitely be invested. 63% of foreign investment should also be there. According to what has been revealed by the BOI and the customs, 29 containers have been re-exported. But will these businessmen make such an investment to re-export 29 containers? The Central Environmental Authority should look into this. We tell the officer in charge not to deceive us and not to hide anything from the media. We revealed yesterday that waste is being imported into Sri Lanka through the airport. The Civil Aviation Authority has been calling tenders to hand over the waste to businessmen for 3 years. They then take what's economically beneficial and the rest is burnt. This creates germs in the country.
ඉතිරි ටික තමයි අර නයිකන්දර කියලා පුච්චන්නේ. ඉතින් එතකොට ඒ තුලින් රටට විශාල විස බීජ තුගයක් එන්න පුළුවන්.